What's up, Men's Physique fans? We are currently 2 weeks post-Olympia, where we have a new champion sitting upon the throne of Men's Physique in Ryan Terry. And ever since that decision was made, there's been a lot of questions that have been arising. But in order to answer that question, let's take a quick trip back down memory lane, back to 2022, when Aaron Banks dethroned our 3-time champion in Brandon Hendrickson. Now, if you take a look at their physiques, apples and oranges. One is a smaller framed, more muscle-bound individual, compared to the taller, slim, more aesthetic style physique in Aaron Banks. And when Aaron Banks beat Brandon Hendrickson, there was a sentiment that there was a shift in terms of what the division was looking for. And again, less muscle, maybe a taller frame, a smaller waistline, compared to the latter, which might have been just more muscle focused. Now, the question is, in 2023, did they make a new statement in which the new Men's Physique wave are going to be prioritizing and what they want the division to more transition into? And my answer to that is no. I don't think they made a shift in terms of the standard of Men's Physique. But what I do think happened was that Ryan Terry showed up, the best version of himself on that day, where others around him didn't nail it. But that is no disservice to Ryan Terry. Ryan has been a model of consistency, and because of that, he is finally being rewarded in 2023. But not only that, he took the judges' feedback, listened to it, and put it into action. First, starting off with his back. Ryan has always been knocked for not having a back that can compete with that top 5 in the Men's Physique division. This year, arguably the #1 back on that stage, and there's no question about it. The conditioning is his wild and freak factor, and he has always been consistent there. But what he hasn't been consistent with is posing, and that changed as well here at the 2023 Mr. Olympia, where he just had a dominant front pose, hands on hip, showing this is who I am, this is what I have to offer, and it was better than anybody else on that day. There was no question about that. But are they changing the standard of the division? That's the question, right? And that's why I truly believe they're not, but they are still rewarding what they want the division to look like. And Ryan Terry fits that mold. They're not looking for someone who is heavily dense with muscle, i.e. a Brandon Hendrickson. Even though Brandon fits the standard of what Men's Physique is, he is just missing one small attribute, or maybe not even missing it. He just has it that they don't want the division to have, which is a lot of muscle on his frame. And with that, when there's somebody who might be a carbon copy of Brandon, but just with smaller muscle, they might just reward to somebody with that smaller muscle because that's what the division standard is looking for. Now the question is, Aaron Banks versus Ryan Terry, if both are at 100%, who do you think will actually win that battle? Because over the last couple of years, that's been clear. Aaron Banks has always had that edge up. And why is that? Maybe it's because of the consistency with the package he's brought in the past compared to what he's been bringing over the last 2 shows. Or maybe Ryan Terry needed to bring up those weaknesses. But the question is, who's gonna win the battle? Ryan Terry, Aaron Banks, if they're both at 100%. And at this moment, I'm still gonna lean more towards Aaron Banks, but with the improvements that Ryan has made, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan won though, just because of the level of detail and sharpness that he consistently has brought over the years. So I don't think it's much apples and oranges anymore. I think it's just which apple is best on that day. And maybe the Brandon Hendrickson side might be the orange. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but again, that's the question right now. So no, I don't believe the standard has changed. I believe the standard of Men's Physique, small waist, a great back, wide shoulders, and a big frame, but not too much muscle and density on that frame, is gonna be rewarded. Aaron Banks, as well as Ryan Terry, as well as a lot of other guys in that top 5, all have that. So the question is, who just fits that mold perfectly? And that's why Ryan Terry is the face of Men's Physique right now, because he was that individual in that division standard on that day. And it doesn't mean that not everybody else fits that standard. It's who fits it the best and who nails that look all around. So no, the division standard isn't changing, but there was a statement made. They're not looking for somebody who's heavily dense in muscle. They're also looking for somebody who can fit the standard in terms of what the new division is looking for, the right board short size, the right amount of size on the legs that also aren't overpowering and screaming classic physique. And again, that consistency. because that was rewarded this year. We are only 16 weeks away from the second biggest bodybuilding show in the world, the Arnold Classic, Ohio, where a new champion will be crowned. And yes, you heard that right. Our current champion, Aaron Banks, will be sitting out the Arnold Classic for one reason: to focus on one show. I think a lot of decisions that he made this year truly took away from his decision, which one of those decisions were simply competing at an earlier show, which is Legion Sports Festival. Chiron took his momentum away going into the Arnold Classic. And because of that, he is going to take a step back and focus on being the best version of himself at one time, which is going to be October 12th in Las Vegas at the 2024 Mr. Olympia. Now, the question is, who is going to be our new champion? And the question is, with that, who's going to compete? Emmanuel Hunter has already made it clear that he will be stepping on stage. Our number 4 current champion in the world will be stepping on stage at the Arnold Classic to go for that title. Previously placing second to Aaron Banks at the 2022 Arnold Classic. This time he is coming for that first place spot. Now the question is, will our 5th best men's physique athlete in the world in Diogo Montenegro be showing face at the Arnold Classic, where he brought his best package of all time, almost defeating Aaron Banks and Emmanuel Hunter for that crown? Will he be showing face and going to see if he could beat Emmanuel Hunter, who they have been going back and forth over the last few years in terms of who wins and who doesn't? So this one is going to be a battle if Diogo certainly shows face at this show. But I can tell you who I want to see. Now this is me just speculating. Nothing has been said, but somebody who's also been known to compete multiple times throughout the season and early into the season, Corey Morris. Now I think Corey Morris didn't get the placing he deserved at the Olympia. Now, again, I'm not somebody who points finger at judges or says this should have happened. Again, this is a subjective sport, and whatever the judges see who are that close to the stage see, we have to go with it. And if that's something that I don't necessarily agree with, again, that's what this sport is. Suck it up. But I will say, Corey Morris, he was lights out at the Olympia. One of the best versions of himself to date. And I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to jump into the Arnold Classic to go head to head with Emmanuel or Diogo to right a wrong that I'm sure he feels, because I know he was going for much higher than 6th place at the Olympia. And the chances are, if he's the best version of himself, he might just take it. So again, that's a battle that I want to see. And that's a battle that we'll likely see if he's ready to go to battle come 16 weeks. So get your popcorns ready, ladies and gentlemen. If the roster turns out to be what I think it is, I might just have to show face. And I might just be not too far out from my own show. So I'm likely gonna go to battle with a lot of these guys this year too, and I'm excited. So with that being said, the Arnold Classic is shaping up to be a very special show for the men's physique division, and 16 weeks can't come soon enough. There's been a new rule integrated in the men's physique division that was previously stated, but now solidified, which is the length of the new board shorts. And that is going to be extremely important for the 2024 season. And truthfully, you're already seeing people potentially getting docked because of that. But with that being said, the 2024 new rule for the men's physique board shorts are simply that they have to be 2 inches above the kneecap. And if they are not, you are simply not going to be in the conversation for a win, and potentially can even get disqualified for the actual show. So with that being said, 2 inches above the kneecap shows a little bit of outer sweep, but in the same breath is fitting. There's no more old school style board shorts fits where they flow past the knee. I'm gonna pop a picture up on the screen right now to show exactly what they're looking for. And because of that division shift, you guys might be working on your legs, because if you're not, you will be docked. This is not going to be a division because of the new weight cap that you're going to just give up on training your legs in order to get your upper body to where it needs to be. Your muscle needs to be evenly dispersed. And if it is, that's going to help with your overall look, right? If you're somebody who steps on stage with pencil legs compared to a big upper body, that just looks uncomfortable to look at. So trust me when I say, work on your outer sweeps. Make sure that you do a lot of close-toed leg press, and you push yourself, because I'm telling you guys right now, if you put too much emphasis on your upper body compared to your lower body, and there is a symmetry or there is an overall unbalanced look in your physique, you will be docked. And it doesn't matter whether you're showing the full leg or not. You want to make sure that your board shorts are fitted and within proper length, and making sure that you have the right amount of muscle density in your lower body so you fill out your board shorts. Trust me when I say, I've spoken to the judges. this is something that they will be emphasizing, especially because of the new weight cap. And they don't want people giving up on training their legs with that level of intensity that's needed. And they want to make sure that they reward somebody with a balanced look and symmetry from top to bottom. And before we wrap up this video, I want to talk about a situation that happened at the 2023 Mr. Olympia that's going to change the division moving forward going into 2024. And that's how many people missed what their projected weight cap is going to be. Without saying names, there's a lot of people, especially within that top 15, who simply did not make the weight cap. Now, there's a good chance that the people that you've seen compete at the 2023 Mr. Olympia aren't simply going to be able to compete in the men's physique division moving forward. I know a handful of people who are not only just a few pounds over, but try 10, 12 pounds over their weight cap. That would even put them in their weight cap for the classic physique division. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to have to transition or change going into 2024. And that's going to be the style of training. That's going to be the emphasis towards their training. That's going to be the sacrifice of overall muscle tissue. And that's just going to have to make for a more strategic approach for a lot of people going into the new season. So that's just something that I wanted to make sure that people understand, especially as newcomers coming up. This division isn't all about muscle density. This division is simply about maximizing your look for what the division standard is looking for. And again, if you're the smallest guy on stage, it doesn't mean you're gonna lose. Ryan Terry was the smallest pound for pound muscle on the Olympia stage within that top 6. And even with that, he still was able to come out with the victory. And again, chances are that's what they want the division to look like. So don't chase size, chase the division standard and what they're looking for and what's being rewarded in the division. So with that being said, guys, as always, I appreciate the love on the recent videos. It's crazy to see the channel and what it's been able to do. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. If there's certain topics you want me to highlight, comment it below. I know it's a little weird, truthfully, and it might feel a little weird shooting a video talking about people who I love and care about and I compete against, but again, I've been a fan of this sport well before I was a competitor. And because of that, I like speaking my mind and giving my unique perspectives on being on stage with these guys, knowing what they're going through, and being able to actually highlight the journey from start to finish and what that feels like, and giving you guys that inside look, because that's why there's a lot of value that I feel that this channel can give when it comes to the men's physique division. So as always, I appreciate the love. If you guys can, like, subscribe, send this to another men's physique fan. And again, let's get this channel to 100K subs. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.